has there been a difference? Like earlier you would work in labs and like for specific research topics, and now it's like are you sort of working on more industrial topics on Kolabtree, industrial experiences? Like, how has the shift been in terms of like talking purely professionally now? Like, are you working on more complex problems, more niche problems? Is there anything you can share in terms of that?
Oh, okay. I've been working on different sections. Like I have worked on industry, I've worked on academia, and now I'm freelancing. And it's I cannot put my finger on it in terms of the there's like challenging topics in freelancing, but but because of the circumstances of your day-to-day living, I think that sometimes you have more time than in the industry to solve those issues. Um, the pressure is different than from academia. There's no pressure in academia, at least where I used to work. There's like not as much pressure, possibly because I live in Brazil and it's not so the competition is not as hard as in Europe. I'm Portuguese, I'm not Brazilian, I'm Portuguese, so I made my PhD in Portugal, so I know that things get really more competitive there. I don't know if I share this, but I tried to become a postdoc in Portugal, and I just couldn't be a postdoc in Portugal because of all the Indians guys all over the world went to those postdoc grants, so I just couldn't deal with it. But that's the thing. That's a good thing about being in this new economy that's world based. It's not only based, but regarding the industry. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of pressure in industry that you have to solve problems, especially because I worked in a contract manufacturing organization. So we had our clients and we had to provide for our clients in timelines. And in freelancer, we have a bit more time to deal with those challenges. And in academia, the pressure is it's at least for me, it's almost off. We had like this research to do, and and if it went well, it went well. If it didn't, it didn't. So yeah, that's how I scale things.
Yeah. I think the impact. Sorry, Ariana, you're gonna say something.
No, I was gonna say that actually my experience is quite the opposite in terms of. Another thing I really enjoy about this job is that I don't feel so much pressure. I mean, there's a lot of pressure, like there's deadlines from clients, especially if you work with the industry, with pharma. But when I was working in academia, the level of pressure was really sky high. And sometimes it was too much for me. So I really enjoy now this flexibility. Like I feel you need to be very organized with deadlines, and yeah, there's pressure, but at the end you are also in charge of arranging your own projects and negotiating with the clients. So I feel like there's less kind of pressure from the outside and the environment that what I felt in academia here in the UK and in the US. And in terms of type of projects, like being a medical writer, mainly I work now like more on the clinical side of things, which I really enjoy. So all the projects that I work on, they're all very clinical, either the writing or the consulting. So I really like that. But I still do something related with academia, like all these science communication webinars, for example. They're mainly targeted at academics. I write, I don't know, press releases for academic papers. So I'm still in touch with the kind of both worlds, the industry and academia. But I feel overall the shift that's been more towards like more clinical projects. And I work with some charities also that I really, really enjoy, that I found through Kolabtree, and I would like to do that more. That's kind of my goal for the year, because I really enjoy, you feel you have an impact if you write something for patients, and it's nice. It's a nice feeling. So yeah, again, it's really a mixture, but yeah, very, very different for me, very different from the super niche that I was working in my research job. But by definition, when like the more you move on in the research career, you have your little niche. While here it's broader, the topics are broader and more varied for me.
I was surprised that most of my clients were from academia, actually. So I do data analysis and bioinformatics, and several clients were either heading a lab and they needed help analyzing data or running analyses, and they didn't have a full-time bioinformatician and they didn't have a collaborator to do that, or physicians that wanted to do meta-analyses but are busy in the clinic, but did all the literature search and have all the numbers, but need someone to crunch them. So academia does have a need for freelancers, or as they would call us for administrative purposes, contractors or independent scientists. There is a need because financially it's cheaper for many labs that are maybe underfunded to get that sort of very small job done instead of hiring someone full-time to take care of similar jobs. In addition, there have been projects with startups that needed some research into a COVID testing kit or a genetic test and so forth. So I would say, and in addition to industry that are interested in scientific content, writing some scientific content to support a website or so. But overall, it's been maybe half of the projects have been academia. And I didn't notice any stigma or worries about working with a freelancer, whether they're reliable or not, or consistent or not. Usually, if someone comes onto Kolabtree, they know what they're looking for. They're looking for a freelancer, and they value that kind of work.
Yeah, so I totally agree. I never felt that. Actually, yeah, the opposite. Because I feel people, if they go on Kolabtree, they are looking for an expert. So it's a bit like the opposite of the bohemian lifestyle or the unreliable freelancers. In my experience, yeah, I totally agree.